Welcome to Arts Talk. I'm Bill Roberts. Terri, Cliff.
Hi, Bill.
We're missing a couple of co-hosts.
Yeah.
So Heidi is not feeling well.
Okay.
And Marissa has got caught up. There's a huge windstorm as we're shooting this. So
some of us it didn't really bother because even though they say I was late, I was not.
Nobody said.
off camera, we
Off
were
camera.
discussing the fact that Terri and I and our crew are on time, but certain people on this panel tend to be a little late. But not mentioning Cliff's name at all.
No, we weren't.
I would never talk about Cliff that
Listen,
way, especially on camera.
With the wind at my back, I actually broke speed limits without even thinking about it. Just
Wow,
oh,
that's amazing.
I know.
And
So you shouldn't have been late then.
Exactly.
So your
You
wind
really shouldn't have
excuse
been.
actually was
Not
void
excuse.
because it got you here faster.
I know what the real excuse was. It was all the paparazzi. You just couldn't get in.
I know. It was just exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That
I'm
was the
sure.
big problem.
I'm positive.
Got it.
So I wanted to mention, we're here at Gallery 501 in Sherwood Park.
Right.
We want to thank Brenda Byrne, and we're kind of looking at this as making this our home base. So when we're not out doing those shows on location, Gallery 501 will be our home base.
This
Just
is
at
a
Arts
beautiful
Talk. It's a
facility.
beautiful
Absolutely
facility to shoot
stunning
at.
facility.
It really is. I actually kind of find it so peaceful in here. I want to sleep on the little bench over there. It's so warm in here.
Well, the
so
viewers aren't
cozy.
seeing
It's
that little
great.
bench, but we'll have to get a cutaway of that later.
Yeah, cutaway, Terri.
That's where we have our pre-show naps while we're waiting for Cliff.
That's right. That's a good point.
These guys are leading you on. I'm telling you. The clock said 7. I was here at 2:15.
But the message said 6:30 sharp.
Set up.
No.
Set up.
No.
Cliff doesn't come for setup, I guess.
Oh, that's right. He's
Yeah.
he's the star of the show.
That is correct.
That's right.
That's correct.
Heaven forbid he helped move a table or a
And
chair. Or
that's
something.
actually a very good
Those
segue.
delicate photography pairs.
Exactly. It's
That's a very good segue, Terri.
Yeah.
Because speaking of show, we do have a show to
Okay.
get on with here
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So we've got some excellent guests. We have Sharmine Massey, who's an author, life coach, motivational speaker. Just had a brand new book come out, so we'll talk to her about that. That should be fun. And of course, we're going to have Brenda Byrne on, who's the curator of Gallery 501. and
we have to
talk
thank
her.
for this facility.
That's right. We're going to thank her for this facility and find out what's happening here and how she became involved. All right, well, I think we better get on with the show.
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
Hello and welcome to Arts Talk. We have an interesting program for you today. And top of the list, we have a remarkable young lady here named Shar. Shar has her own YouTube channel, and you're going to want to look at that YouTube channel because you're going to want to know what she does. Shar is a motivational speaker. Comes from certain pain in her background and in her life, and she's channeled that into what could best be described as a positive outcome, not only for herself, but also others. I would love to welcome Shar to the program today.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you. It's a privilege and honor to serve with you lovely people and chit chat.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so
for sure.
just before we kind of get into about your motivational speaking, that kind of thing, I understand you just had a book release.
Yes, and it's right here. Just for everybody to have a look at it.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah.
So, as you know, given my history on a lot of levels, sometimes it really takes a lot of pain and hitting your rock bottom to really understand and realize what your real potentials are.
Mm-hmm.
You're completely unaware of that. And then similarly, something like that happened to me too. Everything captures in the book, so I'm not going to give you away
Right.
all the details. But I definitely noticed there was a need for empowerment amongst, especially women. I feel that we sell ourselves short all the time. Could be the way we were brought up, could be the partners we are with who are not really acknowledging your strengths. And I want to let these women know you are worth it. You're strong, you have what it takes to go and get the world out there. You know what? It's amazing how I know I had so much lack of confidence. I was just like, I'll just leave it to luck. I'll let luck guide me. That's not true. You take charge of your life. And I definitely felt there was a need for me to impact many other ladies out there. I know I'm in that spot to do that because I have been through that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming from experiences. I've lived and I've learned, and here I am. And this is, of course, not the end. This is just the beginning.
Well, I'm just going to take this with me because I totally need everything you're talking about. This will be my copy. You know, I'll buy a copy.
Why not? Of course.
I love everything that you're talking about, and I think it's definitely relatable for sure. What you're saying.
And that's what it is, right? I mean, my biggest audience actually had a recent speaking gig in front of 500 women.
Wow.
And the topic was, you're a victor, not a victim. And my story resonated with, I can say, literally half the crowd there. And it was nice that lately, after I was done talking, that these women came up to me and said, you know what, Shar, you spoke our mind. And you gave us the courage to also speak up. So it felt good that I know I'm making an impact and a difference in my society.
So just a quick question. So you're talking a bit about pain in your background and stuff.
Yes.
So your motivational speaking, was that something you were doing prior to sort of reaching this level where you were addressing it more as not a victim? Like, did you public speak prior to sort of hitting that rock bottom you're talking about?
No, that did not happen.
Okay.
You can say my pain point really just started 6 years ago. And then I was in search for who exactly I am. I did not know that. And it's funny, you know, if I tell anybody just walking down the street, hey, but buddy, do you know who you are really? And what's your purpose in life? They'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
It's actually like, when you have to, we don't know ourselves very well. And until you ask that question and really ponder over it, you have to really, really dig deep into yourself. And it took me a couple of years to really figure out who Shar is. When I look at myself in the mirror, who do I see? I always saw a loser in there. And I had to change that illusion about myself. I'm like, no, this is not who I am. I'm going to change that. I have a bigger purpose in life. And that's exactly what happened. So it took me a couple of years to, of course, get to that level. And then eventually, when I did, an amazing gentleman came in my life who's standing right there. And he actually really encouraged me to come out of my shell. He was somebody who made me think outside the box and really understand what your purpose in life is and going after it.
Absolutely.
And having that encouraging, supportive person in your life did help a lot too. And at that point, I'm just like, you know what? I think where our society creates this little boundary and a box, that we're supposed to only stay in this little box. And he helped me get out of that box. And that's where I started going to Toastmasters, followed by my YouTube channel, motivational speaking, and it just has been going on from there.
So tell us a bit about your YouTube channel. Like, are they sort of your motivational speaking? Are there short clips? What is the... Very
short clips. I'd say maximum 2 minutes. And it's really like, I'll just pick one little topic and I'll just start talking about it. It could be self-love. It could be, you know what, guys, today I ran into a situation at work where this happened. And at that point, it took me down. But then how did I recover from that? And so it's always coming from my own personal experiences. I don't just talk. I actually related to my experiences, and I've learned to lead by example. And when I talk about it, of course, it's not scripted in any way. It's just naturally coming right. So as a result, it resonates.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've heard it often said that I don't know what I think until I actually say it.
But yeah, pretty much.
That's often the case with me, and I'm sure a lot of people. So this YouTube channel, the book, etc., has it been relatively therapeutic for you?
Very much so. I mean, it never was easy to go back to some of the things that, of course, happened. And sometimes you do need to do that, revisit those areas of life just to... I don't think I gave myself enough breathing time, because society always makes you want to, like, no, you're strong. You cannot show your tears. So that vulnerability was missing. And through these videos, I want to be vulnerable, because if I'm out there portraying myself as I'm so strong, you can do it too, nobody's going to be able to resonate with that.
Actually, there's strength and vulnerability that I think our society seems to for somehow ignore. Right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's where, and it's not just me, it's not me who realized it, because what was happening in the beginning, I'm doing all these YouTube videos, being strong, because that's how it's supposed to be that way. And I'm like, I'm not getting much response. What's going on? My mentor said to me, that's because you're trying to be too strong in front. Nobody's able to relate to that. I'm like, God, that makes sense. Yeah. That was the hardest thing for me to do.
I'm sure. So Shar, just before we have to wrap up, because time just flies right by, what was it like for that very first motivational speaking gig for you when you actually had to go and step out in front of an audience?
Oh, it was exciting, nerve-wracking all at the same time. And I personally believe the bigger the crowd, the more I enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what? The less the people, I'm just like, oh my
The more nervous
gosh.
you get.
Exactly.
You can make eye contact with
And the
them.
response, right? The more people there are, the more response you get. It just hypes me up even more. So it's just first few seconds of like, eventually just get over it. I just have to literally pretend nobody's in front of me and I just go for it.
That's great.
Yeah, excellent. All right, can you tell our viewers how they learn more about you, website, how they can get the book, etc.?
Absolutely. So this amazing book is on Amazon. You can certainly search it with my name, Sharmine Massey, and it'll come up with this title, Truly Living or Just Surviving. And YouTube, of course, is also one of my mediums that you can reach me, again, under my name, Chit Chat with Shar. And Facebook is certainly more than welcome. Anybody who would like to add me, I am more than available. And I'd love to chit chat and make friends. So hit me, guys.
Thanks so much, Shar, for being on Arts Talk. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
Thank you,
Nice to
guys.
meet you.
Really enjoyable. Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.
Edmonton's Indigenous Peoples Festival is taking over Victoria Park in Edmonton's River Valley on June 21st. First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people and cultures will be celebrated through cultural demonstrations, artisans, cuisine, and live concerts. This festival is free and open to everyone. The Edmonton Indigenous Peoples Festival opens with a mini powwow demonstration starting at 11:30 a.m. Performers will take the stage at 2:30 and include the headlining performer, Bill Miller, who is a 3-time Grammy-winning artist. If you'd like more information about this amazing celebration of culture and free event, check out www.eipfestival.ca. I hope to see you there.
Terri just talked about dance, so in that very spirit, I want to bring you something very cool. It's called the Dream Parade, and it's put on by Mile High Zero Dance and Alberta Dance Alliance, it's called. And it's defined by the artistic director as a dance piece that travels in around Giovanni Gobodo Park and in an act of rebellious celebration and dreamlike potential. How's that for interesting? The chance, of course, you have 2 chances to see it. One chance has been gone already, and the next chance is June 29th at 6 p.m., which is, of course, I believe a Thursday. No, that is June 29th, a Friday at 6 p.m. And it's at Giovanni Gobodo Park. Go there, show up, watch it. It's colorful, it's lovely, and I think it's going to be a unique experience if you just want someplace to hang for an evening.
Right, it's my time to talk about my favorite event, which my viewers are probably going, oh, he's going to talk about that event again. You probably already know what I'm going to talk about, and that's Nightmare, our original Fringe show that Cliff is involved in as well, at the Edmonton Fringe Festival this year from August 16th to August 26th at the Sugar Swing Ballroom Dance Club just off of White Ave, and we will be there doing 7 shows. So next time I do this event, I'll be able to give you some show dates. It's going to be exciting. Don't miss it. It's a good-sized venue. It's a show that's being told through music, through dialogue, and through multimedia. There'll be projection, sound, all sorts of different lights effects. It's going to be awesome. A very unique show to this year's Edmonton Fringe. Again, August 16th to the 25th. Come see Nightmare. And we're back. I'd like to welcome Brenda Byrne. Brenda, you are the curator of this wonderful gallery that we get to shoot in, Gallery 501 in Sherwood Park. Welcome to Arts Talk.
Thank you for inviting me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. You got a BFA from the University of Alberta. You won the Alumni Scholarship Award upon graduating. Boy, you're a successful lady.
And I have my master's from Master's of Fine Art from University of Saskatchewan as well.
Excellent.
With a minor in contemporary art theory and a major in studio.
Wow.
Wow.
So obviously a love of art for all these years.
It's been a long road.
Where did you start your journey after the education side of things? Where were you first?
After I did my master's degree, I taught university for 3 years.
Oh,
taught
wow.
painting and drawing, and then I got into curatorial work.
Cool.
So,
And which university did you teach in?
University of Saskatchewan.
Oh, Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Nice.
And tutorial work. Where did you
Tutorial.
begin for that?
Just contract work. So I did
Okay.
contract work in different small galleries in Saskatoon, and then throughout Saskatchewan, and then, yeah.
So you kind of, I've just making this assumption, not because I have any knowledge, so I'll ask, but do you sort of have to work your way up? Like, is there a certain level of experience you have to have before you can step into the role you're obviously currently in?
Yeah. Like any career, you build yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
So you get little contract jobs for one show or a mixed media show, and you do writing for that. So
Okay.
you just build yourself up. I've been published in a couple of magazines or books as well, journals and things, and written articles and published them for that. So you keep building your career up more and more and more.
Okay.
You curate larger shows. I've been on co-curatorial groups as well.
Okay.
We've had shows travel across Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Saskatchewan, and BC,
Wow.
across the Western provinces. And that was in tandem with 6 other curators.
Wow.
We're called SCAM. Small City Art Museums.
That's awesome.
So-
it was all the rural museums back then, galleries that I worked in.
Okay.
And we had some flack from Canada Council asking us to, they're trying to say that we didn't need to have a permanent art collection. And we say, no, we do need to have a permanent art collection because we're in a small community and that's their only resource for local artists.
Absolutely.
So we started working together to do these other projects. So I would write the grants to get funding to tour the shows. Kim on us with Current, he would build the crates. Heather would write the essay out of Moose Jaw for the catalog.
Wow.
Joanne Merriam from Medicine Hat would actually write the grant for the catalog and
Wow.
do all the design. They hired all the workers for that. So we all had our own duties and we tour the show across the Western provinces, right?
It's fantastic.
And so now you've been with Gallery 501 since it opened, correct?
Yes, I'm the first curator here. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Gallery 501.
We are 8 years old now, so it's gone by really fast.
Time flies.
Yeah, we opened in March of 2011. Our first year that we opened, we had, I think, about 6,000 visitors. Last year we came at 25,000 visitors.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
So we've been steadily growing. Our membership is steadily growing as well. We're coming in just under about 100 members right now. We've got, our staff is expanded as well. There's myself. We have our gallery educator, Chris Miller, and we have our gallery assistant, which is Lisa Rayner, which you might have met tonight earlier. Lisa heads up the memberships. She's doing a great job. Chris heads up all our education tours. So we have schools all the way from kindergarten to grade 12 come here. And we've got a great bus subsidy program that is sponsored by the Festival Arts Cultural Arts Foundation.
There you go.
I do it by sign. And they give us $6,000 a year, which is wonderful.
Nice.
And that pays for the buses for the students.
Oh,
So
that's
we pay
lovely.
up to 50% of their busing costs, because that was always the deterrent why they couldn't come to the gallery. And I thought, why are we losing kids art education over a cost of a bus? It
Exactly.
should be an expensive bus cost. So we
Seems
found
something
funding.
quite so minuscule.
Yeah,
to
but
bring
it was a
kids up.
barrier,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
And so kids can come here and they can do a tour of the gallery here, and they do a hands-on activity that's related either to the art practice or the media
Nice.
as well. And then they can tour the library as well, because the library has some great stuff in there, and they can tour the council chambers,
That's a great idea.
the public art that's all over these different buildings, which this will be included in eventually.
Right.
Pieces that are purchased, so yeah, we've been expanding.
So again, because I don't know much about this stuff, you're a curator. How do you find these artists? How do you find the art that you bring into a gallery such as this?
There's lots of things I do consider. It takes me 1.5 to 2 years to build a show.
Okay.
So I look at some of the different artwork. I look at the art. It has to be artwork. I program things at different times of the year. For instance, in the summertime, I'll bring in work that's not really as challenging, because a lot of people bring their grandparents. They want just a casual show, right? They don't want to be inundated with issues or, that are
Right.
boundaries and different things that are sensitive or not. So I leave that for the school year when the kids are involved, because they're the ones that need that learning, that visual learning
Absolutely.
enhancement.
Right.
And so I look at that, look at how the work fits into our curriculum, how we relate the curriculum to that art practice. I also look at what media it is, if we've had that offered in the gallery before. I look at how we can build partnerships around that and the programming we can create around that exhibit as well. For instance, we had George Littlechild's work in here last show. He's a Cree artist, originally from Hobin, but lives on the island now. And he was part of the 60s Scoop. And all of his family was all part of the Truth and Reconciliation. His father, Dr. Wilton Littlechild, was one of the commissioners. So his mother was part of the residential school, so his grandmother. He was a sweet kid. And we worked with Pine Street School with that, and with Elder Bearhead. So the children got to participate in a 1-week residency with George.
Oh,
nice.
So we brought him for that. We got full funding from that for the Empton Community Foundation.
Nice.
So I look at how I can build things like that for not just the people that come to the gallery, but the education, like the schools,
Sure.
how much we can impact those kids with the learning through the visual language.
And perhaps
Absolutely.
the root causes behind it as well.
Exactly, because now you have a better understanding. People have a clear understanding of what happened.
Absolutely.
And a little more compassionate to our First Nations needs and how the sisters we have now, why they're there, why that happened. So it really helps understanding what's going on and how we move forward in a inclusive community and recognize each other. And we're on
Absolutely.
Treaty 6 here, so we announced that every open roads as well, that we share that land.
With some seriously wonderful pillars.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
And
fantastic.
for kids to see it visually, I think
Kids
you're
are
right.
so
It really
hyped.
gives it a depth
Yeah.
and an
Yeah.
understanding for the children. Absolutely. It's fantastic.
They wrote letters to us, we love you, George.
I bet. Yeah.
And they all did artwork, and the artwork was on display in the front showcase. And I
Oh,
didn't tell
nice.
them we were going to do that, surprise them. I said, your work's going to be on display in the gallery. They go, what?
Well, there's
Yeah, I
that.
noticed you even
Yeah.
had some pictures here
Yeah.
from some local students, and I
That's
thought
from
that's
the art show.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing because it must feel so rewarding for them
Yeah.
to be amongst these
Yeah.
fantastic
So we
artists.
program the showcase, and we do
Okay.
lots of annual shows in there. Plus we have the art room, plus we have this space as well.
Wow.
I think you're just curating future artists.
How many shows
Let's
are
hope.
here during a year?
Exactly.
We do 6 shows a year,
Okay.
and one show is this one, the Salon Series. That's every year, and this is where we pick out acquisitions for our Byrne art collection. And then we do our member show, which again is all the members from Strathcona County. Some are from Edmonton, mostly from the county. And then I do another show. I aim to do another show at least once a year with a local artist. Our next show is going to be with Vincent Roper, which is his piece right here. He's a local artist. So that means 3 shows out of my 6 are from this county. All
Fantastic.
local artists.
That's great.
And then the other shows come anywhere from across Canada to the States.
Okay.
We've
That's
had Ethan
awesome.
Russell here from San Francisco. He was the official photographer for the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and stuff.
Nice.
And that was really fun.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and I partner with Festival Place for that. So I build partnerships and see what's out there and how we make that work to come here and what we can do around it.
Awesome.
That's great.
Well, Brenda, our time is gone
done?
right by again.
God, that's fast.
It goes
I
by
know.
quick,
I know,
doesn't
so
it?
fast.
I just
So,
talked so
We have
much.
more questions.
so just mention again to our viewers, for those that aren't familiar with Gallery 501, how do they find out about you? Maybe membership, or if they just want to come to the gallery, when are you open?
We are open 7 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 6. And Tuesday and Thursday from 10 until 8 p.m. And then the weekends, 10 till 6 on Saturday and 10 till 4 on Saturday and 12 to 4 on Sundays.
Excellent.
And we have a website, just go and search us on the website. And we're in the new County Hall building, attached to the old County Hall, new Community Center, sorry, right across from the library. So
Nice.
we're kind of a bit hard to find, but if you can see our sign out front, you've made it.
You've made it,
You got
that's
it here.
And you're worth finding, to be
Yes.
like, it's amazing in here.
And,
People are always thrilled once they get here.
Yeah.
They've never seen a gallery like this.
Oh, yeah,
right?
it's gorgeous.
And we just want to thank you, Brenda, for having us, giving us the ability to shoot Arts Talk here and making
This
this
is
kind
a
of
fantastic
a
partnership. This is
home
what I'm talking about.
studio
Building
for us.
partnerships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's awesome that we're here and the work is so beautiful, and I've seen it from the ground up. And yeah, I just enjoy coming here all the time. And the nice thing about it is it's an intimate gallery, is what I find. It's not huge and large. You can come in here and really take your time and enjoy the work.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Brenda.
Well, thank you. It was nice to
Thank
meet
you
guys.
very
bet.
much.
It was wonderful.
We'll be right back after
Thanks,
this.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's Jacqueline with Arts Talk TV, and I'm here with Yvette Kaleva, and we are talking a little bit about the film industry. Yvette is a NAIT student, and Yvette, thank you so much for spending some time with me. It was a pleasure to meet you earlier today. I'm on the set of a production, and just thought that I would take the opportunity to tell everybody about some projects that you've been working on, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about who you are, and what you've been working on, not only as a NAIT student, but as a future film industry guru.
Well, I'm currently a NAIT digital cinema student, and I graduated from high school last year, and now I'm into the program, and I'm just following my dream, which is to make films and be in the film production.
And so you've already done that, if I understand correctly. I mean, obviously going to school, there's projects, but you really built a vision. Is that correct?
Did. Yeah, I did.
So tell us a little bit about the premise. It was called
Penance.
Penance.
Yeah.
And you used local actors.
We used local actors, so we put out a casting call, and we got our actors through there. And we also got them through fellow like Alberta clubs as well, because there was interest in the movie.
Yes. And so what would be the process in developing a movie or a film from start to finish? So obviously a script has to be written.
For sure. We had our script written by a fellow student, so that was done. And after that, we got the script and we started pre-production work.
And how long did your production take?
Our production took approximately a month, I would say, including pre-production and total production.
And you have some aspirations specifically for this film, is that correct?
I do,
You've
yes.
submitted it to be viewed.
Yes, I have. We've submitted to film festivals.
Well, congratulations and best of luck with that.
Thank you.
So what else? You'll have year 2 at NAIT, is that correct?
Yes.
And so what will your program look like in year 2?
My program is going to get a little more in-depth. So I'm taking my second level courses, which includes cinematography, things like that. So further in-depth stuff that will start in the fall.
And you actually didn't, well, you're not from Canada.
I'm not.
And so why don't you tell us where you're from, and maybe have you noted that there's a difference between Canadian film industry and where you were born?
Well, I was born in Bulgaria. So I moved here at a really young age, and I'm now a Canadian citizen. And yeah, difference really, it depends on what aspect you look at it, because there's different film ideas there rather than here. So people are interested in different things there, whereas here people develop more different things. So there's different areas of topic to explore depending on the countries and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so there has been a lot of interest, I would say, in Alberta film industry, arts and culture, maybe some more government grants. And how are you finding the industry? Like, will you stay in Alberta? Or are you looking to move to perhaps BC or?
Well, I won't lie that BC is kind of the dream, I guess, but I do look forward to staying in Alberta because I find that there's a lot of opportunities here, and it's a good place to get started. It's a good place to meet people, and I've had the opportunity to meet some wonderful people already that have helped me. So I'm looking forward to staying here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that with collaborative opportunities, I mean, this is where we all are right now.
Yeah.
So it's been my pleasure just learning a little bit more about you, about the industry, and we'll send it back to Bill in the studio and thank him for the time, and best of luck from all of us.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
So Bill, back to you, and thanks everybody. This has been Jacquelline with Arts Talk TV.
We're back. Awesome discussion with Brenda Byrne from
Yeah.
Gallery 501. Again, big thank you for having us here at the gallery. It's awesome.
And if you haven't been down here, this is the place to be. It's fantastic.
No, for sure. So, panel discussion. Now again, it's only 3 of us.
I know.
So I thought we would talk a bit about festivals. Edmonton, an area is known kind of as festival city, festival area. So I've been thinking about that. Do we have a good number of festivals? Do we have too many? Are we oversaturated? Do we need more? What do you think?
You know, I think one of the things I love is the number of festivals we have. I think here, especially with our climate in the winter, we kind of get housebound or stuck indoors. And I think the festivals are like the perfect excuses to get you out all summer long, because there's just one
Well, in
after
winter as
another.
well.
And then in the winter, it's your motivating factor sometimes to actually leave your house because there's really no other reason. I love them.
Last couple of years, we went to the Flying Canoe Festival down in the Ravine. It's in February. Oh man, last year, I think, this year was a smidgen better. Last year, it was bitterly cold. But I tell you, not a slouch in the group. You know, we were all down there, we were all walking down there, you know, by the fire, eating bannock by the fire and all this wonderful stuff. It was fantastic. Is there too many festivals? I don't know. I suspect not. I mean, Edmonton and surrounding areas, what, 1 million odd people, perhaps more. And I think different interests cater, and different festivals cater to different interests. So there are festivals, as much as I love festivals, there are some festivals I've never been to. So I don't know necessarily that I could say there are too much. Sometimes it seems like it, you know, when traffic is an issue or so on and so forth, it seems like there's always a festival on. But perhaps that's the draw, friend. Perhaps that's what we like.
Well, it could be an Oilers game too.
Could be an Oilers game.
So
That's
I feel
right.
like, you know,
I
fair's
suppose.
fair.
That's true.
I think it's a draw, to be honest with you. with you,
Absolutely.
I seriously think it's a draw. I don't think you could have too many festivals per se.
And I think festivals are such a great way too to meet community and people around you and get to know what is offered. And for me, as someone who hasn't necessarily been born and raised here, festivals were the way I met a lot of people, and they were also the way I became aware of just what the city had to offer. And sometimes it was completely shocking to me because I had no idea some of the different things that were available here.
Yeah, and I agree. I don't think there's too many festivals. I know there have been festivals in the past that have tried to start up but just have not been successful. Maybe part of it is because there is so many, and people look at their calendar and go, well, I can attend the street performers, or I can go to the Edmonton Folk Music Festival, and I can do this, but that takes up majority of my summer. I can't do festivals every week, kind of thing, right? Yeah. And the same in the winter. But there seems to always be new festivals popping up, and new things being tried.
I think that's the biggest deal, is that you don't have time to go to all the festivals. There's just too many, and then you have to pick and choose. And well, it's difficult choosing some of them, and maybe that's why some of the lesser known festivals kind of go by the wayside. It's not for lack of interest, I don't think. We have a broad interest base in all kinds of
just hard to get to everything.
It's hard to get to everything. It really is. I think. I mean, even I love going to Kaleido Festival. A couple times, but we've been 3 years now, and it's a very simple festival. It's so cool. You just walk down 18th Avenue, 118th Avenue, and you just basically absorb everything that is being provided, and it's kind of every culture and music, and it's a beautiful thing. But I didn't even know about it. I didn't even hear about it for a number of years, and then as soon as we heard about it, we kind of made time for it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's a matter of time getting to it. I think that's the most important thing.
And this is kind of a thought that just popped into my head. Do you think, is there any type of festival that we're not seeing here that might be interesting to see?
I don't know. We're pretty covered.
We've got music, we've got
arts, we've got
dance,
music,
we've got everything.
And we got cultural, like Heritage Days and Taste of Edmonton and whatnot. I mean, Taste of Edmonton's gotten pretty commercial in the last number of years, from my perspective, anyway. We used to love Taste of Edmonton. I stopped going. I haven't gone in probably 3-4 years now.
There's Heritage Days.
There's Heritage Days.
Yeah.
So there's lots of cultural things, and personally, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I gravitate towards the smaller festivals. Maybe it's a thing where I like to support them. I don't know. Maybe it's a more intimate environment where you can actually enjoy some of what is being provided, some of the culture that's being provided, some of the music, some of the food, etc. Maybe, I don't know, but I tend to gravitate towards those. But I've been in Edmonton for a long time, so I've been to all the festivals, right? So.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're hoping to be at the Edmonton Rock Fest with Arts Talk, so that's going to be
awesome.
That'll be.
I've never been.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
I hope I'm here for it. When is it again?
That's in August,
right? That's what
August
I thought.
17th.
That's what I thought, because I purposely moved when I go home, so I'd be back.
So that should be fun.
That's going to be great, actually.
That caters to the older music audience that likes the 80s music, right?
And the kids. Everybody likes the music of the 80s nowadays. I mean, my nephew listens to more Zeppelin than he does anything else. And he's, 20-something?
It's funny, in that respect, how many kids, this is kind of going off the topic, but how many kids actually like to listen to the older music?
Oh, yeah.
From the 80s and the 90s, and more so than a lot of the new stuff that's out.
Exactly. So it's a lot of the music's coming back, I think, and rightly so. There's some great music from back then.
No, there sure is. One festival we mentioned off air that could be a possibility, Terri, a baking festival. Yeah.
I would do it. I would do it.
And what kind of things could we do at a baking festival besides eat donuts and cake and pie?
Well, contests, like you could have a pie eating contest. You could do all sorts of
Pie
things.
eating.
And you could do clinics on how to cook.
On how to bake,
Right.
little
You
demonstrations.
could do the Arts Talk pie eating.
The pie eating contest, she'll win.
I'll win for sure.
Terri will win for sure.
Guaranteed.
You have experience with that?
Pie eating? Actually, yeah. And I used to be a reigning champion in my high school of Chubby Bunny. That sounds weird. It's like,
Chubby Bunny.
let's be clear here.
Yes.
It's a game you play with marshmallows,
Okay.
right? You put one in your mouth,
Okay.
and you have to say Chubby Bunny, and then the next person goes, and then back and forth, back and forth.
Now, if
So-
any of our viewers have heard about that, I'd kind of like you to put something on our Facebook page.
I have a picture of me playing it that I was thrilled made my high school yearbook.
Tell you what, if you actually have a chubby bunny as a pet, take a picture, put it on the Arts Talk page, and we'll tag Terri in it.
Yeah.
I would like that. I like bunnies.
Chubby Bunny. That's Terri, our Arts Talk co-host.
I'm a chubby bunny. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
We should have a baking festival, though. I think so. Because, I mean, Taste of Edmonton and Heritage Days, they both provide food, but it's not geared towards baking. And baking seems to me, I don't know anything about baking, but it seems to me it's a very, very large and complicated...
And it's an art form.
Exactly, it's an art form, right? So, I don't know. I know a couple of cake bakers in other provinces as well, and they make some fantastic cakes, very much like you do. And yeah, I bet you, I seriously think that could be something that would
be onto something here.
And if we have it in late in the fall, as winter is approaching, who doesn't want to have some fantastic baking in late
That's
fall?
right.
For fall, for
Exactly.
Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Well, and you could have a children's component to it, right? Like
Well,
baking
I think
for
we're
not
kids.
gonna bake
we're
the
forming.
kids.
We're
No, I wouldn't bake the kids.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
different.
teach that- no.
Baking for, okay, that's different.
here we are right in front of our viewers, forming an Arts Talk
Exactly.
Baking Festival,
I like it.
Arts Talk Baking Festival.
presented by Arts Talk.
I like it.
I think that's a good
I think
idea.
it could
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's something that we should hear from our viewers on. And speaking of our viewers, we want to talk about that in a little bit. So we've actually come to the end of this panel discussion. We're going to go to a quick break, then we'll come back, and we have to tell our viewers about our Facebook page. Make sure they remember to like it. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Vote for the baking festival. We'll make it happen.
We're back. So, another show has gone by. We missed our two hosts, Marissa and Heidi. They'll be with
Heidi
us
and
next
Marissa,
time.
we miss you.
Yeah, we'll be
Come back soon.
Back in July, we'll see them. And we want to thank our guest, Sharmine and Brenda from the gallery. And again, big thank you to Gallery 501 for having us here and kind of making this our home base for Arts Talk. It's exciting to have this location to come and shoot in.
Nice. Check them
And
out
I'm
on Facebook.
excited I
etc.
get to come here once a month now. Like, I'm totally looking forward to it, yeah.
Yeah, and see what's up and
Yeah.
new, and it gives us something to look at.
This
every
is
time we
perfect.
come.
Perfect place to shoot. I love it. I love it.
Gorgeous.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure. So, speaking of Facebook, you made a mention of checking out Gallery 501 both on Facebook. They have a website as well.
And the website as well.
But we also have the Arts Talk
Right.
Facebook page.
And as I've threatened each and every single show, I'll come knocking at your door if you don't come and check out our page.
And like
In seriousness, folks, we're trying to grow this, and we could use your help. Go there, like the page, share it if you can, and of course, watch us and banter with us and give us some questions.
And if you could, because he was feeling self-conscious that he left his glasses on for part of the show, if you could just throw up a little compliment, say he looks distinguished, just so he feels better about it.
Distinguished.
That's why it's nice for you to be on the Facebook page. Just those little
And
helping hands.
No, they don't make him look taller.
No, they don't. No, they
We're
don't.
just going for it.
And I said once before that if you like the Facebook page, Terri will bake cookies. I mean, we'll eat
donuts.
them. We'll eat them.
I thought we said donuts.
We'll
didn't
eat
we?
them,
Yeah,
but she'll bake them.
She'll bake them, and we'll eat them for you, the
For you,
viewers.
that's right.
Or maybe we could have like a live audience show for the people that
I think we
like
should
our
have a
page,
live
and we can have
audience show.
donuts here as a
I would
bake-
love to have a live
Vote
audience
for that.
show.
That's what we do. We'll vote for a live audience show
with baked goods.
with baked goods.
as a
Yes,
thank
I
you.
think that's a great idea.
Okay.
See,
So,
bribery works in every situation.
I agree. Now, if you want to be a guest on the show, email us at Edmonton and Arts Talk, artstalkedmonton@gmail.com. Send us an email, and we can get you on the show. We'd love to promote whatever you've got coming up, whether you're a visual artist, an actor, a writer. We'd like to get you on the show. If you've got something you'd like to have us come out and cover, an event, we have street reporters. We have 5 street reporters on our team, and we can arrange to have them come out and cover something as well.
And they're fabulous. So
They
it's
are
totally
awesome.
worth
We have some
giving
great-
a call to.
Yeah, some
Sure,
great
and if
street
you want
reporters.
just events promoted, if you have something's coming up
Yes.
that you need some promotion for, give us a call. Get on the Facebook page, whatever the case may be, and we're growing this, and we're growing this with you and with you in mind. Come along this journey with us, and let's have some fun.
We're over 600 likes on the Facebook page. We want to get that up to 1,000. It's also a great place to put feedback. Tell us, do you like the show? Is there something you don't like about it? Something you'd like to see or change? Let us know, because we'll work with you to make that all come together.
Absolutely. The whole point is to promote the arts community, and there's so much
Mm-hmm.
to our arts community. It'd be a shame for this not to be a chance wasted
Sure.
if we can't grow it.
And what do you think of the festivals? Do we have too many festivals in the Edmonton area? Do we have not enough? Are there some festivals that need more promotion? We don't know. Let us know.
So we have upcoming show in July, upcoming show in August. So we'll keep you up to date again on that Facebook page of who's coming on the show in July, what our panel discussion will be. In August, we're looking at possibly being at the Edmonton Rock Festival. We had Todd Crawshaw, the executive director of the Edmonton Rock Society, on our previous show. And so we're hoping to actually shoot a full show right out at the Rock Festival.
That's
which
going to be
fun.
rock and roll.
be fun. Those 80s bands. That should be really good. So again, you want to be on the show, artstalkedmonton@gmail.com. Make sure that you send us an email, and we'll get in touch. Even Terri might get in touch with you via email, and that's pretty
Absolutely.
exciting. And
You just
eventually,
scared everybody away with that.
and eventually, we will get back to doing another baking segment, Terri.
Yes. And I'll bring baked goods next time because you guys are just nicer that way.
All right. Well, it's been another show of Arts Talk.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much. Make sure you tune in. Check out that Facebook page. We'll see you next time.
Bye.